This week's episode of the Deck Chair and Yumz podcast is brought to you by speedawarenesscourse.com. Are you somebody who may have recently been caught speeding and may need to go for a course? Well, if you go to www. How the fuck did you get that fast? Peugeot209.com for 25% off your next speed awareness course. Nev, play the fucking intro.
Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers?
Yes, you're very welcome back to the Deck Chair and Yumz podcast with myself, Connor Keys. Alongside me is the speed demon himself, Mr. Dave Elliott. Dave,
Yeah.
Sly guy or fly guy? Because you were...
Well, I mean, you were talking about a speed awareness course. I would give my left arm for a speed awareness course. I straight up got the 3 points, top of the table, straight in, no fucking messing around.
So this is the first guest, ladies and gentlemen, that has cost money to come onto this podcast.
I just want to be on the wall. That's all. I want to be on the wall of fame here. I got given my my rights as well. Like,
Did they actually give you a right?
They did. I never heard that before.
So on the way down, obviously on the M1, Dave was stopped by. Now I would have initially thought maybe they just recognised you from blue lights.
Yeah,
And
could have been. Like,
have you been typecast now?
Like if they had known in advance, I would have started kicking off in the car. I would have got out and started wrecking the place. But nah, I one of those moments, I just want to take this opportunity to say, fair play to the PSNI. It's a difficult job that they do, and I have so much respect, and I'm delighted to be able to have contributed to some funding towards the cause now. So yeah, thanks.
Towards the Christmas party.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I'm very fucked off, inside.
Of course you would be.
Whereas now, you know what I mean? It's one of those ones.
It's done.
Just, I
Nothing you
have
can
to
do.
just kind of carry on.
When you first sent me a message, I thought you were taking a piss.
Yeah.
And then you pulled up the Peugeot 209. I thought he was definitely taking a piss.
But
you genuinely were like. Are we allowed to say what speed we were talking here? Are we talking? Like a 2 or 3 mile over the limit, or the limit's 70? So
I don't know whether 20 miles to some is others. Like, I was just so excited about getting down here to do this. I couldn't wait to get on Deck Chair and Yumz. I couldn't wait. That, the thing about it was, and then the only lie I told the police officer was because I was driving my mum's car, because
right, okay.
we sold my Fiesta last week, and we're waiting on our new car coming in. So Mum very kindly lent me her car, and I was just, I told him, I was like, oh, this is not normally my car, so I don't really have a feel for it. Now, it felt like it was about to explode, like, to be honest.
I was going to say, a Peugeot 209 at 90 mile an hour feels like it's going to take off.
I felt like I was going back to the future. That's what I was felt. But, and like, I just saw them creeping out from behind the bush. And I went, fuck, they're coming down here, and they're coming after me. Now, I did try.
Was the hairdryer job? Was it? He was holding up the gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to try to do an OJ for a minute, and just sort of evade, because they came in with the lights behind me. But then I went to the outside lane to let them pass, and then they came in and were like, no, it's you. Ah, fuck, okay.
So you moved to the outside lane to let them
undertake me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Go work away, lads. I know you shouldn't be undertaking, but go ahead. These are the cops, So. That was definitely.
I have to say, touch wood, I've never sped in my life. Not to be caught speeding. I've never.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm slow these days.
Yeah, I'd be pretty slow too. I have to say.
Recently did a speed awareness course, so I have been very slow of late.
So you were aware of it?
Oh, I was well aware. I was actually just, because this is the problem. Do you ever put your destination into Google and you think, I'll beat that? And it's like a wee game. I'm like, I want to beat that a wee bit to be on time for you guys. So, I did it for you. I did it for the viewers. Did it for the listeners.
The sacrifices you make for us is
you know what?
unparalleled.
Listen, I'm here. I'm now, albeit I am half an hour late as a result of the stoppage when I would have been bang on time. And I also, I'm here. I'm excited, and I'm contributing towards the general safety of our community now.
Absolutely. So they don't even. You're not allowed the speed awareness course because you've had it already.
I don't. I just think they were like, I think that was a wee bit too much.
Right. Okay. So you're going to have to take a 3 points.
Yeah, and then it's like, if you want to go to court, I'm like, I don't even want to go to a police station with my license, but I'll do it. I'll pay it, and Yeah.
The no business like show business, Dave. Hey, you just think if it wasn't for the Tech Chair and Yumz podcast, you would have been nowhere near the M1.
But the only good thing about it was I'm just glad they didn't see that I was on the phone and having a wank at the same time. You know, that would have been, I'd have been in jail if they'd have caught me doing that. But yeah, we're fine.
That would have been a live Zoom call from just telling the custody sergeant, listen, can I make one phone call?
Yeah, listen, can I just do I can be on FaceTime so we can get this podcast. I have commitments.
we were recording to get out because of a show to promote.
I'm a criminal, but I'm professional with the day job. So
the show that you're here to promote. So
yes.
We're delighted to see that you're out in tour. Fair play to you, good man.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it now. Actually, the first show is at the weekend in the Lyrics. I'm doing Friday and Saturday, and then just all over the place.
So that's just because of the dates and stuff. Because this goes out a week later. So this is what dates this weekend?
It'll be the 18th. So I'll be Antrim. And it'll be
okay.
The people of Antrim I've learnt. Wonderful people, the best, fantastic. But they're not wild fans of me. So if you are in the Antrim area and you're listening, come along.
Well, we definitely do. So there's the podcast will go out. So any of our patrons who will get this episode this week. Dave's in this weekend in Lyric in Belfast.
Yep.
To all the freeloaders on Spotify, we love you, but pay me some Antrim. And we do definitely have listeners in Antrim. So I know there's a few Antrim heads listen. So go and see Dave. Go and get on with it. People of Oma, he's coming to Daly's on the 15th of June.
The 15th of June.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me just, can I double check?
Do your dates, because this is the one thing
many dates
we are so famous for on this podcast of not knowing
of getting the dates wrong. But listen, I don't know speed limits. I don't know dates. I don't know anything. No, I'm in the glorious Daly's Woman, the 15th of June.
15th of June, yeah.
Yeah, I love Daly's. I think like most people.
Yeah,
they would come on and say it's such a great place. And again, like I've done maybe one solo show in Bogans, maybe
back in the day, that's right. Bad.
Yeah.
When you did our dad.
Yeah. But it was lovely.
A poster always gets me. I think about that poster so many times.
I don't hear the weirdest.
Not in a weird way.
I don't hear the weirdest thing about that poster. For some reason, and I don't know why, that's the one poster my mum has, is the dad poster from the show in Bogans. And she has it up in her kitchen, and I'm like, put it in the spare room or something if you must, you know.
So if you don't remember the dad show, it was a play on Bad, Michael Jackson. So Dave is in the full Michael Jackson leather gear, and I have to say, it fucking suits you.
Yeah, no, I actually, you know, I'll look back in the old photos and I go, that's not one of the worst ones. And it hair and my beard was black, and they were good old days.
Hair, and I don't want to bring that up because obviously you've went to. You've went to this is a zero.
Yeah, I've
just a zero all over. Yeah,
just it's, you know what, I'm used to it now, which is good. So I feel like I look back and see, you know, the last days of Sodom. I look back to see the and I'm like, I should have shaved that sooner.
Yeah,
you know, the Zidane hair has never been a
it's never been a classic. It's never been a classic. I'm getting to the point with the Friar Tuck here at the back.
I wouldn't even notice.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going.
See, you're one of these weird guys who for years people thought were bald because you just shaved your head, and then all of a sudden just grew this glorious quiff to take the piss out of people who are generally bald.
I didn't take the piss out of my younger brother because he went bald.
Yeah, you're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah,
this is what you could have won, you know.
But you know what? Even when I was shaving my head, I didn't realize that the wee grey patch that I had obviously would grow into grey hair. You know what I mean? So I never even thought about it. I was like, fuck, this is brilliant.
It's perfect. Is that why you shaved your head? Because you didn't like a grey patch?
No, I just was lazy and it was cheap.
Yeah.
Just a one all over for like 20 years.
Yeah. And what was your hairstyle like in school? Did you still have the head shaved, or
I think I had curtains when it was like first year I had a rat fringe. Remember the fringe?
Oh, I
had one of them first year because I have my first year photograph. But then I became a grunger, so I wanted to have Kurt Cobain curtains, but mine were more like wavy net curtains. You know, they weren't.
Like sheer curtains.
Yeah, they were proper Irish curtains.
Yeah, well, I mean, your curtains probably look better than his curtains looked in the end, I would say. He's had the curtains in the windows, the full up blown in, you know, it was quite a sight to see. But look, I had curtains in primary school and then had a sort of flick, and then that was it until we come over until bald. And then here we are, this is the new...
There's a few comedians now who would need to take the plunge as well, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
They should.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, well, Mickey's number one. Mickey should, you know, it's...
Mickey, again, he's another one that danced with the devil. He had a shave for a while.
I know.
The only thing was, I don't think he had a beard at the time, so he did look... He looked like the penguin from Batman. He did. Shaved head, it didn't suit him. But I reckon now with the beard, you know, if he shaved down, it might look all right.
He would look all right, aye. Yeah. Woods is another one.
Would he?
Woodsy likes to I've watched him now. He's sneaky. He likes to brush it over, grow it long. Doesn't hide. No, the problem is when you're married to a hairdresser, you spot all the tricks.
Yes.
I called out Andrew Ryan. I went, Andrew, there's only so much longer you can brush it forward.
Yeah, like it gets to the point when it's too much hassle. Do you know what I mean? Like I never, because mine was there, I sort of could get away with it because I'm tall.
Yes.
Then whenever it started, the island started creeping in, I was like, nah, I didn't want to do all this. See, there's
that's
a lot
the
of
thing
boys
is
now
like
do this wee bit come forward, and that's a giveaway.
And I don't know what is. It must be vanity. I think it's because I had my head shaved for so long. I have no fear of going bald or whatever.
You know what? It was the thought of going bald didn't bother me at all. I was like, this would be grand. Then I actually did it. I'm like, oh no, I don't like it. Look, now I'm used to it. It's like, oh, it's all right. But
would you dye the beard? No.
Nah, I think
I seen a man yesterday. I would guess he was in his early 50s and has absolutely dyed hair. But he didn't want it to be. He obviously told the person, I don't want it to be that obvious.
Yes.
So only dye it to here and leave it grey. The back,
like a Mr. T,
almost like a dye fade.
All right, okay.
But the fade didn't happen. No. It just stopped at a line here, and then the grey was underneath.
This is the thing. I don't know whether it's just a guy thing, but I can tell if people are wearing wigs or if they're dyed. It's
right. Okay.
And see black dye.
Yeah.
See if you're like, I don't know if there's any science in this, but I don't believe that if you're a Caucasian person you can have black hair. I think you can only have really, like, I'm dark.
Yeah.
So I'm dark brown. But as soon as you dye your hair black, you look like Eminem or David Furnish. Or not David Furnish. No respect. David Guest. David Furnish is a tremendous looking older man. But David Guest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just looks so blatant.
It's so obvious to see. Like, yeah, my wife always said, like, obviously being a hairdresser was like, yeah, there's no such thing really as black hair. It's like dark brown or whatever. Like, but yeah.
And there's a guy sort of kicking around near where I live, and he's an older man, and he's always out running. But he's got hair like David Seaman, a big mustache, but it's so black. And the hair's tied back. And it's like, no, I mean, that's not real. You look like Captain Hook. What are you doing? Like, just let it go. It's okay. And then it's like one of those things you don't know. I think it's worse when you really are hanging on. Like, see if you're open about it. Like, if you dye your hair and you go,
yeah,
I just prefer it. People go, all right. But see, you're like, oh, I'll never touch it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, at least admit it. Yeah,
see, whenever the studio lights are on, it's blue.
Step of recovery, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
you have to admit your faults.
But look, I'm all right. No, I don't think I'm vain. I'm not vain anymore, which is good.
Yeah,
so I'm over it. And
plus, it gets you like roles as evil bastards in TV shows.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. I get auditions now for two types of people. Perverts is one. Or like aggressive people there, the only two. There's only just creeps. And
that's totally not like you. Like, well, the pervert part is, but I mean the aggressive. Like, you're not aggressive.
I'm a pretty chilled.
You're actually a quite chilled out pervert.
Yeah, I'm always relaxed. I never get fully turgid. Only a semi at all times. But the intention's there. But like I just and that's always the weird. Like I've got an audition for one show about 20 times, and every time it's like it's an old based in like the medieval times and everything. It's like. So there's a pervert at the docks, and then it's a pervert in the jail, it's a pervert police officer, he's a pervert neighbour. It's like all these perverts, and it just has different. I think the character just travels around England, so it's just a pervert with a different accent every single time I do it. So the last one, they were like, "Can you do an estuary voice?" And the answer is no. So I did pretend to be a pervert, and I just sounded it was terrible.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, "Oh, maybe there's a way we could sort this out." And it's like, no, and alas, I haven't got that role as the pervert. So if you see me in any other roles, it'll be a pervert.
Or you don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't seen it. I have to say I haven't watched the show first or second series. I must get on to it. Blue Lights.
Yes, Blue Lights.
What sort of experience was that? Is that your first time like being on if you want to call it a mainstream, like a big high profile show?
Yes and no. I was on a network kids TV show. During
playing a pervert,
playing a pervert alien, it was a thing. Nova Jones. It was for BBC, so it was on with Molly Rainford, who's in EastEnders now. She was like one of the ones on it, but at that point that was a funny tale because I'd got a good role in that. That would have been my first like good role. Then of course tested positive for COVID, so got binned off that. But they were very kind and put me in something else. And then through that, at the time, they were like, "Can we shave your head for this?" And I was like, "No." So I had to sit with prosthetics on for like 3 hours to get all this stuff covered and painted.
Oh, no way.
And then like a month later, I shaved it. And I felt so bad for the makeup girls that day because I did that. And then I went and they were like, "These are your options for dinners. Chicken, there's obviously a vegetarian option nowadays. Everyone's fucking woke, and the last option was just like mince, and I was like, oh, for chicken, and it was like it might be mildly spicy, and I was like, I'll be grand. I'm not a spice guy at all, so we got this. It was more than mildly spicy. Let me assure you. I just feel the sweat, and I can actually feel it building under this like swimming hat. So when they had to cut me out of it, the sweat just it was so gross, just poured down like a like sweaty blister. It was horrendous. But yeah, the first proper adult serious thing I've done was blue lights.
And I mean, is it like you would imagine when it comes to like working on a set? I've never done that. I've never been involved, but I mean, it's a big production, like, isn't it?
No, it's actually it was much better. Like I've done a few. It's weird. I think probably the bigger thing you do, the strangely sounder people are. Like it's more the sort of more independent ones where you have the divas, but but the fellas like sitting there going, don't speak to me. I need to get into the zone. But everyone was class. It was actually, as I think, fun. I think whenever you're like ourselves and we take on any kind of work, the ultimate thing you want is to enjoy yourself. That's it. And that was just it was great.
And fucking money too.
I mean, I took the dough and then I'm giving it back to the real police, which is fair. But it was class. So again, I am hoping that there might be a need for him to return in some capacity. It'd be nice in the new series.
Because I think they have been extended, aren't they? The season.
Yeah, doing
is it 3 and 4?
3 and 4.
And 4, yeah, absolutely.
The way season 2 kind of ended was I thought it was brilliant. I was a big fan of the first series, so to get to be in this one was class. And they ended it in such a good way that if they had gone, it's cancelled. It would have been a nice way to end, but it's again open that you can take.
It's on my list. I must get around to watching it actually. Yeah, but
did you watch Bloodlands with James Nesbitt? I just found out this week that it got cancelled. I was gutted by that because it was ridiculous. It was a wee bit far fetched that he was running around with bars of gold and all, but we were away.
The biscuits?
No, I wish. That's more valuable these days in real.
I'll say them. But now you've got my interest.
But we went to we were up down in Newcastle, should I say, and we went by a lighthouse, and we went, oh, let me get a photo beside this lighthouse because that's where Nesbitt was in, and Bloodlands, and I loved that show, and I wanted to Google it to match up my pose for, again, not the poster, and just for my own personal memoirs, and I went and Googled it, and I found out, oh fuck, it's been cancelled. It's heartbroken. Oh man, no more Bloodlands, and
he was a detective in that, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he's always a detective, wasn't he?
He was a detective, but he was a wee bit also of a dirty bastard in it too, and he's a wee bit
dirty as in
bent. As in a crooked cop, not anything else. For people are like, fuck, a homophobic bastard. No, but yeah, he was a crooked cop.
Oh, right. I thought he meant dirty as in riding. I didn't think he meant
come on. No. Any show Nesbitt's ever in,
he's going to be riding.
He's got that, where they say like certain actors have clauses that they need. Like his is, I have to be riding the hottest woman in the whole show. So he did a lot of flat out riding in Bloodlands. Yeah.
And any comedians are on set, I have to footer with them too.
Yes, absolutely. But I was gutted that was cancelled. But thankfully, Blue Lights is not. So
no. So we're shaping up for the return of the boxing as well this year.
Yes.
You shall be returning to your throne in the commentating sector. I mean, you did a fantastic job as commentator last year. I still, I was going to say I watch it back, not maybe as often as I'm forced to watch it back by Mickey. Now, again, I'm only watching one section of it because it's Mickey.
Yes.
Mickey didn't care how anybody else fought.
Of course, yeah.
He just watched it so many times that he gives a millisecond by millisecond account of it.
Right, okay.
Because he literally knows
every single
which speed of sweat goes where. But it was a great night. I mean, it turned out fantastic. I mean, you and Tyrone McKenna were doing
it was. I mean, I think Tyrone's captain of the team this year, so I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is just have a few sort of people jumping on and off. So it'd be good to get you on for a bit actually, and really mix fight with Paddy this year. It seems to be. There's a good bit of hype going into it this year.
I think this year for me the top. I think there's the top 3 Bill.
Yeah,
I think Geddes and Boyle, McDonald and Bartlett, and Todd and Hegarty. I think are 3 actually genuinely close fights.
Yeah, I think they're close. I think that was what in my opinion, let down I thought the second half of last year's show wasn't as evenly matched. I thought the first half, for a purely boxing perspective, was brilliant. I thought all the fights were really close. Even the first one, Ian and Cormac, I thought it was a great way to set
That's right, yeah.
set the tone. But I just
Cormac
thought,
can fucking scrap.
oh, wow. And like he's such an enigma of a guy.
Oh,
Like,
he's unbelievable, yeah.
He just imagine he doesn't train. You're like, by the way, it's in the Ulster Hall. He's like, sweet, I'll just jog down and have a fight, and I'll just jog home again. You know, he's brilliant. But that was great. And then I think like with Shane and Johnny, they were sort of a bit mismatched in terms of weight and size, and then Pete Giffen and Sean were sort of
But then is it not Pete Giffen and Sean McAlevey this year?
Yeah.
Which again, what the fuck's going on there weight wise?
I just think Pete's the clause in his contract that he only fights people called Sean. That's the sole deal. But I think
only skinny Sean.
There's like I think it's just they have their way their sort of podcast relationship.
Yeah, I know what would make sense. Yeah, but it would make more sense if McAlevey and Franco. Rather than Giffen and
But listen, those are the boys there. They're seasoned pros.
But Haggerty last year against Giffen gave Giffen a good run for his money, and Haggerty was up against somebody not twice his size, but a good third heavier.
A good bit heavier.
So Shane's going to be up against it, I think, this year. I mean, Shane's going to have opposition, and Mickey's going to have opposition.
Yeah.
The two of them didn't have opposition last year. Poor McCartney's still wandering about front there, and he he doesn't know what's going on.
No, he actually jumped out of trees with an actual hairdryer to try to get me coming in, which was good. But I think. I don't know. Like, there's obviously some like this is what the funny thing is. You get a bit of chat from people coming into it. There's some feeling off the back of fights last year that people some draws that people are like, I should have won in that. And there's word in the street what's going on. So I'm interested to see how people will react. You know, obviously Paddy thinks he should have got the victory over Rowe, and then people are going.
Paddy thinks he should.
Yeah, Paddy's telling everybody, listen, he should have come out on top, and then Rowe. He's got questions to answer this year, you know, because there was a 5-second blitz row through in that fight where I went, oh yes, oh yes.
And if you speak to Rowe, that came about because Paddy got a wee bit ahead of himself. I think Paddy fired a wee dig and Rowe went, oh really?
Yeah.
And I was like, just go back in your place there.
See, being so close to that, it was like, oh yes, this man can throw. So I'm interested to see the tactics going in.
And I'm watching Geddes' training, and I said to Geddes on Sunday night there, we were gigging together, and I said, I said to boy, I would not like to be in the fucking end of one then, because those haymakers are fucking coming to some pace.
Rowe's big. Geddes is big.
And the other thing that goes for Rowe, I have to say, I know he's a mate and all, but he's got fight experience too.
But you know,
you can spar as much as you want, but unless you've actually been in the ring competitively, you don't know like what it's like.
Yeah, and like we, myself and my wife Catherine had a wee bit of a ding dong ourselves last night, and
you bat their life over, did you?
Of course I did, yeah. No, yeah, we had the classic old school argument, which I'm sure has happened in this room before as well, where you're sitting, what do you want to watch tonight? Oh, I don't care. And I was like, dead on. So I thought, here's something I fancy watching: the Physical 100. Have you heard that show?
No.
It's where 100 Korean people, like super fit Koreans, or do these like extreme athletic challenges to come across to see, and there can only be one winner, and so they're eliminated each round. And she's like, oh, I don't really want to watch this, but again, she's just fully on her phone. So I was like, I mean, she's fine. And then took a hump and went away, and I was like, oh, you fully in a hump? I thought she wasn't. And then this morning, so I was like, are you still in the mood? She's like, yeah, I didn't want to watch that, and you just don't care about anyone but yourself. I'm like, it's fine. Within 10 minutes, I'm watching the United Crystal Palace games. I'm like, just
you be better watching fucking 100 Koreans fucking fighting than watching that shit.
But with it, right, was they have these different games. So the first one was horrendous. It was you have to run as fast as you can on a manual treadmill for 10 minutes, and then 50% of them are just cut out. Then you have to do 7 minutes with the last 50, and then you have to do 5. And whoever is the top ranked is then into the next game, which is basically there's a medicine ball, and they fuck it into one of 3 stages, and then whoever comes out after the 3 minutes with the ball progresses to the next round. The others eliminated. So one's an octagon. So you had like an actual Hyun, I can't remember his full name, don't want to get it wrong, but he's a UFC fighter. He was in it. He's Korean. He was actually in it competing, and he got the pick.
What do you mean, they fight for the medicine ball?
Whatever you can, you can't punch, but you can do whatever to get the ball. So
like a wrestle.
Yeah.
Thing?
So
okay, right.
There's one in a pool of water. So then there's a wee bit of tactics there, and then there's one that's basically like a playground with monkey bars and all.
What channel is this on?
It's on Netflix.
Physical
100. It's great. But so like if you're, say for example, there was a fella, like if it was me, I'd be going throw it in the octagon and I'll just lie on it, and so and I'd pick to go against the wee weed. Couldn't get it. Whereas if like a thinner, more athletic, cardiovascularly gifted person, they would go in like the fairground and just get the ball and just try and run away from the big lad, you know. So it's how you do the tactics, how you approach it. So with this boxing, I'm keen to see, like, Roe was so laid back the last time. Now I don't know what was agreed or what before, whether you go full welt or whether
I
you
know
don't,
what
or
was
whether,
agreed.
or whether people just are taking liberties. Or I don't know, but it'd be interesting to see.
No, I think
how-
it genuinely the two guys. Here's the thing. So Paddy called me out as well because Paddy will call anybody out. And I said, Paddy, I wouldn't have fought you until I seen you fight last year.
yeah,
Now I'll fight you any day you want.
but yeah,
Anytime.
Yeah.
But, and he's like, oh, I had gout. And I was like, all right, okay. You also had a deal.
yeah,
And I think, you know, fair play to Rowe. They both agreed we'll take it as hard as each other wants it sort of
Yeah.
thing. So he said, Paddy, you go light, I'll go light sort of you know, it wasn't that sort of thing. Let's go for a draw. It was
Yeah.
just genuinely let's make it a show. But I think Boyle got a lot of stick around Strabane.
See, this is what I think now. Will he then come in this? Because obviously,
I think he has to.
Yeah.
He's got a reputation that he
I
has
also
to
don't. I don't think Colin would be the sort that would be like, let's just give it a wee. Let's all agree, and I think he'll be going
get
for
us.
the win.
Geddes does nothing without giving it his full. We know that. Everything he does, it is his
Yeah.
full. He wouldn't agree to it unless he,
Yeah.
you know, he's going to give his full commitment. So
Yeah.
that man's going to be a fucking, whether he wins against Boyd or not, that's going to be a machine for the next couple of years. Because once he gets something in
Yeah.
his system, that's it. He's going to master it. And if that can't master in boxing, will be fucking scary.
You know what? And that's what I like. I think they're both similar builds, heights. I think it's more of a fair matchup.
Yeah.
And again, the thing with the sort of the heavier boxers, all it takes is just one. You need to connect with one ding dong, and that's
That's all
it.
it's going to do.
So
That's all you need.
I think it's much more exciting. I think that'll be a great fight. Again, I think Mickey and Paddy. I think Paddy's coming in with a lot of confidence. He's lost a good bit of weight. He's in great shape.
Paddy was in Daly's on Friday night, and Paddy's in he's in good nick.
Yeah, he's looking really
fucking
well. He's
sharp.
done great to get into that shape. And
And by the way, FaceTime Mickey the other day, not so much.
no,
Not so much. He was doing so good when he went out there. First fucking 6 or 8 weeks, he was playing, a load of weight off him. And then because he went on tour as such, he went
Yeah.
to different cities away from the woman.
Yeah.
That was it. All
Pints
hell
will be
broke.
had,
Yeah,
yeah.
all hell broke loose. And but now he's back at it again. And I think he sends everybody videos of him boxing.
Yeah.
Because he wants other people to go, oh, that's class.
yeah, but you know what? I see if I were to do it ever, I would go into complete blackness and darkness and not let anybody know anything.
Yeah.
I would just disappear, come in. Ready
That's why I
for-
said I would fight you, like no problem.
Yeah.
I'd beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah,
And I'd beat Kieran. That's my limit. I
Yeah.
wouldn't beat Geddes, wouldn't beat Boyle,
but yeah, you see,
but I would beat.
but you see, but
See the black bear just coming down.
yeah, because like I still reckon, you know, if this is the problem,
There's
right?
time.
This,
There's time yet.
this is the problem, right? I have so confidently said it's not for me. You know, it's one of those. I think it's if you have a wee bit of weakness and you like a wee bit of ego in you, it could be got at.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want to do it. My teeth are fucked up as they are. I don't want any more. And it's like I feel like I don't have to prove.
Well, that's always been my thing, yeah. And the amount of grief I get about it, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, my knee's fucked. But same as yourself, I just spent fucking 10 grand getting my teeth sorted.
Yeah, and that's
And I'm not going to go to let fucking you knock them out.
because like I made the
You're not going to just take them out before the fight. Like,
Because like you might find this hard to believe, but I have a pretty bad gag reflex. So when I was playing rugby as a kid, I never wore a gum shield, and I cracked both my teeth. And over the time, there's just what these ones are out, one on this side, and the same from just running into people with my head like this. And I just know that if I ended got boxing, I wouldn't like to wear a gum shield, and you have to wear a gum shield.
you have
like.
to wear it. Like, and yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be fair play again to all of us. I mean, for I think we do a good job in raising money. That's
Yeah.
the main thing of all this.
Absolutely.
And then there is that bit of crack, but the camaraderie between the teams. But then also just amongst us on the night,
Yeah,
you know,
oh,
everybody plays a part, everybody has a role, like, and so
It's such
even Kieran last year come out and do fucking Eye of the Tiger. Like,
brilliant,
the metal
really
version
brilliant.
was fucking
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Do you know what?
Man,
Like,
that
that's-
man's voice is fucking unreal.
like that's one thing that I feel, you know, it's probably especially strongly about is like how good a scene we have. And I know everyone chats about how good everyone is, whatever else, but as a group, we don't always get to come together like
No,
that
yeah.
away from a gig. Like, see, when we do the Christmas nights out, I love that because there's no
Deadly.
stress of a gig. It's just, and then you go, fuck, there's a lot of mates here. You know, we don't see each other
And,
because
and you forget that you think of me, you, and Shane, and Sean, and you know Mickey, whatever. We've been working together for 10 or 12 years. You know, it's like working with you end up
Yeah.
becoming mates with people you work with. Like, it's fucking
100%.
But as you say, we never get a chance to do that. So the boxing last year was a great chance
Yeah.
to fucking get it.
And
out.
like I feel like I've sort of I'm going to put the feelers out. I fancy some sort of summer barbecue, maybe a summer drinks. You know, so I think we need we need to at least twice a year. We could do twice
Excellent.
a year. Some sort of summer do and then a Christmas do. I think that's
McCartney, I do believe, is doing Lusty Beg again, which we
yes.
had
Yes.
great crack down at.
Yeah,
So even if you aren't, I wasn't on last year. I just came down for the crack, and it
No.
was fucking
He actually texted me there yesterday about it. So
nice.
yes,
That
I'm
was
going
a
to be
very
down, and I've clocked that off in the diary for a wee next day or
and
well. So.
the day after, yeah, because we definitely shouldn't have drove the next day.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not doing anything illegal in a car anymore, so I'm done. I'm scooped.
Is this the new model? You have to get a driver to take you everywhere,
Yeah,
is it?
I'm gonna like. I mean, it's only that was my worry because you're like, because of this job, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to drive all the time. And then I was thinking today, what if I've done something like? Because I'm like, because I did the speed awareness, I'm like, do I have any points? If I get these, I'm fucked. And then I was like, my dad has had a big operation on his foot, so that's why I have my mum's car because he doesn't need it. You know? So he's
and like I don't want to be to add insult to injury, but I mean, insurance premiums are going way up at the moment. And they go up more once you tell them you have points.
Yeah, fuck it, I didn't even think about that.
So just to let you know about that. Your per ma.
Yeah, bollocks. But you know what? I think I'm just going to have to say, I have to just be a man of the people. I might just lie and say, listen, I wasn't speeding. The police came to get me. They got me.
They're harassing me.
They're harassing me. It's not fair. Listen. But yeah.
They can't distinguish between TV show and reality.
No, and you have to just throw your hands up, which is again another thing you shouldn't be doing at the wheel, but yeah, it's just, I fucking didn't even think about insurance. Bollocks.
I know. I just look at trouble there now. Because they always ask the question every year, have you had any points or anything I'd done this year?
You know what? I may as well just pull my pants down now and just let the insurers of all come at me at once. Because I've just done house insurance. I've just done fucking my car insurance. I might have just gone under the radar of the car insurance. Yes, I think it might be all right. But yeah, everything's so dear. And the only thing it doesn't go up is our bloody wages. Us normal people, fuck's sake. You know, speaking of which, I owe you wages and I've still not been paid for it yet. So I was on today trying to get that sorted too. So
oh yes.
Yeah. So don't even start me on that.
Much, I don't even know
yeah.
what it was.
Don't even start me on that. So because the other act that was on in the evening threatening to do people's knees in about it. Yeah. And I don't want to mention who it was because he's a great friend. But who's to blame for me not being paid? And I was like, yes. I can tell you it's me. It's that I've not been paid yet. So, yeah. So
that was a strange gig, one of the stranger ones I've ever done.
Yeah.
Just because of the location and the layout of it.
It's bizarre, but it's one of those ones that you're like on paper it has the potential to be a stinker. But then it was really nice.
Yeah,
you know?
it
So
was,
that's
actually, yeah.
because I've done it a few times. I'm like, when I first went in, I went, oh no, wireless mic, daylight, shite. But then
Glass
everywhere. But I actually did a corporate there, totally separate, a week later for the Illuminati. In there, 16 people of the wealthiest people in the country, and I thought this could be a stinker. Somehow I got out of it. You know, all I had to do was eat one child, and it was.
That's fine. Because normally they try and get one of each gender.
Yeah, but that's it. Because like I mean, I could have done both, like, because I'm big unit, like, but. They only offered me the one, and you know it was an ugly wee one too, so I didn't even mind it.
I don't mind getting an ugly one.
Yeah, if it's a pretty one, you're like, oh, I must that.
Pretty ones, you'd need a bit of water to wash it down.
Like they just did the champagne to wash it down, so that helped, you know. And I drove home from that too, so come after me, PSNI. But yeah, that was fun.
But well, apart from that, I mean, everything else going all right.
Yeah, I'm having a full breakdown here. Come on here, like, listen, life is fucking. But listen, all I'm saying is, come see me on tour. You know, dailies, come to dailies, because then it makes a speeding ticket worth it. You know.
So let's go to. Where is it David Hall's website? Where's the website?
It'd be David Hall's website. I have my own website now, which is just up and running.
Okay.
So DaveElliottComedy.com. All the gigs are there.
Perfect. DaveElliottComedy.com. Go to there. So I mean, what's the plans after the tour? That'll be anything.
Well, I'm doing a work in progress because that's the thing. I know I think are much more kindred spirits than maybe a lot of people know. I think we think about like doing a show. You have to have the show ready, rather than because some people be like, "Would you do a New York?" And you'd be like, "Dead on," and then you come to it and it's like, you know. Whereas I think we like to have.
I like to have it ready. Yeah,
it's ready, and like I was offered to do a big summer show, and I was like, I don't want to throw a show together if it's not right, so I'm just doing a work in progress now instead. So that's the plan. In August I'm doing a work in progress show in the Courthouse in Bangor, which is thankfully sold out so far, so cheers to everyone that's got that. But Yeah, I'm working on the new show now after this because it's a strange thing with here because obviously we talk about how great the scene is and how we're so lucky that there's such an audience for comedy, but also it's a bit strange in like how you traditionally do like a show or a tour because more often than not, if you do a big show, you're maybe only doing that hour once or twice.
Yeah,
and like I like the role play show. It's my favorite hour I've done. And I'm like, it's a bit of a waste to just do it once and then have like, because yourself, you do an hour, you've maybe a bit of material or something that doesn't work individually. It only works within the hour. So you're like, let's
absolutely, yeah.
So,
And that's my problem with the next show. I mean, I did half the unit last year. It was the first time out in tour, which was grand because it was like a culmination of 10 years worth of material that I could put out in an hour. But now I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Your new stuff's great. Like, see even that night we watched in Ecklandville, it was just great.
It's
really,
really,
really
well, yeah. But it takes, as you know, it just takes that time, and you have to fucking trial it out.
But do you even find you do older stuff? Like I have a bit in this new show which was written like probably a year and a half ago, but times have changed in a way. Like an event has happened that is slightly different to what's in my story, but it fits in so well. I'm like, that's going to really make this bit go.
And that's the thing. I purposely don't do clips online, and probably to my fault not doing it. But then there might be babies that I can pull out at any time that I know are there as a safety blanket rather than pull out. And then you're up against it because you're not selling as well because you haven't had the clips. But then you know that when you get to, suppose me and Woodsy had this conversation the other night about being club comics, which is what me and him would definitely be associated as being. And I was like, I'm more than happy to just turn up and do a job and get the job done, and I know that I'm okay. The one thing about doing the tour was it was the first time I'd done an hour and had that freedom. Yeah. Because no matter what, as you know, even if you're headlining in Lavery's River, you're still set to a time, and it's 25 to 30, and you want to make sure having that freedom was nice. And I have to say, I like that. And do you find then, would you switch it up a bit per night, or you just, I've got me set to do, or would you do like crowd work in the middle? Would you?
I'll maybe throw a bit in, depending on like I think with this, when I first did the work in progress for the role play show, it was an hour and 20 I did, and then I cut it down to 56. So I think that gives me 5 minutes worth of. But again, I prefer doing the set. Like, see, when I do, like, I would say when I try and write an hour, I try to write it almost like it's like an Edinburgh show. So you sort of know. I like to have a opener, and I like the closer to tie everything together. Yeah, it's just
I did Lavery's last week, and this is my own hang up. It's my own problem, nobody else's. But I did my set on the Wednesday night, and then I was headlining the Thursday, and I thought, well, I need to change this up. I can't do the same set twice. Yeah. Like, the same people are coming 2 nights in a row. No. But in my head, like, the staff can't listen to this 2 nights in a row. Yeah. Like a fucking dickhead, like the staff give a fuck. But that's, so I did a different set this evening, but it was an older set, but it was the same callback, or different callback, different all that. And I'm coming to the last of the set, coming to the end where I'm getting to the callback, and I'm on stage and I'm thinking, fuck, I didn't do the line earlier. And I didn't, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. No. So I had to shoehorn it in so quickly just to try and get it in there. Yeah. And then I was like, that was fucking such a cunt.
That's also, I think, part of the mind of that we would have as comedians is that, like, you think everybody knows all your tricks, you know, and you do. Like, I've come off shows and gone, fucking forgot this line. And then they're like, no one knows. And you're like, no, but I know. I'm fucking... Yeah. And it is so, but then a lot of time they don't. So I think, like, I've kind of more recently, I've started writing down every set that I do. Like, so like, I have a separate book, which just, so even after the fact, sometimes I'll have notes in my hand, I'll take a photo of it and then put that in. So I know, like, if I do Lavery's maybe a couple of months back, I don't do any of the same stuff.
Same thing, I can't keep a note. Like,
see, 2 nights, I always do the same.
Yeah, I know. It was my own in my own head.
But it's so easy to do, like, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of it's just you question yourself and you're thinking, I don't even know if it's the same staff on 2 nights. Yeah, yeah. But in my head, I was like, I can't have them fucking listening to the same set over and over again. And I mean, that's nice to be able to have a second set to call upon. But it was,
But I also think in like you were chatting, you would say I'd be the same with you. Like, I don't feel not that even the need. That sounds a bit like egomaniacal or something. But I just see the want. Like, nowadays, people are so desperate to just put clips out that I think you know, sometimes you see all these clips and then you go to show and you're like, oh, maybe you should have spent less time editing clips and more time actually writing a set. Do you know what I mean? I think that's almost what's going away now, is that when people come to an hour, it's like people aren't putting the work into the hour. It's more like to sell the hour. You know what I mean? And I think that it'll go not full circle, but I think they'll come to a point where people are like, we are paying, we want the hour to be good. You know, absolutely, so they give you stand over that and work on that.
And that comes with the time too. I mean, putting the effort in. I mean, it's a weird one because I'm, you know, I get it a lot, especially because of this podcast. Mm-hmm. I'll get it a lot that somebody who's listened to the podcast for a couple of years will come to a show and I'm on the lineup and they've never seen me do stand up before. And then I get this rather patronizing, I might say, but like, holy fuck, you're amazing. Yeah, you're actually funny. I'm like, oh, thanks very much. That's great. I was like, I'm because I'm on here dealing with fucking Kunta Kinte over there who never fucks up and keeps going on and on and on and on. And you don't get. I'm just a sidekick. Yeah. So then they get, which I kind of like. I kind of like that they're shocked. Yeah. Which in a way is a roundabout insult, like in a way,
but also it's good. It's good because then the people come to see you, and I think like that old school way of going, like, because I think there's a problem, I think, locally too, that a lot of people now judge success on their own level as to whether a show's sold out. So like, I remember, like, you do a show, and if you have 15 people in, you do the show, and then those 15 people might bring 20 the next time as well. So you have to always have...
And my argument is there's no point selling out the SSE Arena if it's shit. Yeah. Because they'll not be back a second time.
And then in terms of longevity, like, you want to be able to... Like, I think each hour, if you're doing... It should be at least... At the very least, it should be the same kind of standard as the last one. It should always aim to be being better.
Always.
More.
Absolutely. But then, that's why I haven't went back out again the second time, because I know it's not as good as the first one. I'm getting there, and Shine are on to me, and we want to get, a tour out. And I'm theming this one on my caring responsibilities, bringing the comedy element to it. But because it's themed, I can't really just bring a load of bits together. It has to be, so I don't want to go out there until it's ready, until I feel confident for them.
And like, on that note of like bits and like a show and how we're writing stuff, my ones have been like, so I had 30 Years of Dave, which was my very first hour, which is some bits in it are good, but others I'm like, oh Dave, what are you doing? And again, if I was putting clips out then and they were online now, I'd be going, oh no. But that had a structure around a letter I found that I wrote to my future self, and that was all based off that. Then the dad show about becoming a dad, and I did Pillow Talk, which is sort of probably the precursor to role play, because Pillow Talk wasn't about what actual dirty talk is. It's about chats you have with your wife in bed, stupid mundane stuff you talk about only in bed. And then I thought,
you talk to your wife?
Oh, when she's asleep. I hate you. I can finally say how I feel because you're asleep. And she wakes up, what'd you say? No, I love you, nothing.
I'm just delivering positive affirmations in your ear.
But then after that one, because it had a theme all the way through, I was like, I'm just going to do bits and pieces, which is literally just fuck whatever. And then roleplay just came about through. I wasn't planning on doing a show, and then the material came. And it's like that kind of is a natural follow on to Pillow Talk, because it's just like now I'm at a point where I'm like, what am I anymore? Because I've left a full time job. I'm like, I'm paying the bills through doing stand up, but also I'm a full-time housekeeper in the house. I'm a dad, I'm a parent, I'm a
domestic engineer.
Domestic engineer and a criminal now. I can just add everything to, so it's like all the different roles you're kind of juggling. So that's, now, I mean, should I be wearing these now? 'Cause I'm a bad boy. Just straight up indoors. I look like one of these drill guys. Yeah, there you go. In 206, don't fuck with me.
You look like those boys. Ireland is full.
Yeah.
You look like you're protesting.
Yeah. You were recognized. Yeah.
Well, so what we normally do, Dave, we have questions from our patrons, but before we get to the questions, I always like to ask either or questions to our guests.
Okay. If it's not white, it's not right.
Quick fire.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm still in the... I didn't tell you by the time I got caught nearly for being a white supremacist, did I?
No.
We were doing.
Why did you let yourself get caught?
Yeah. Well, we did a gig in Courthouse in Bangor, right? And it was a good time. Everyone's fine. I just shaved the head,
right?
And there was a fire alarm. Now, at that time, the courthouse is situated beside a hotel which was housing migrants. So every Friday evening, a group of people with nothing better to do,
yes,
would come down with their flags and stand outside hotel harassing people who are living a life of luxury, who didn't have to travel across fucking horrendous deserts conditions and all, potentially lose their life, and who just had to get across in a dinghy to live in a hotel in Bangor because that's their dream, you know. So they had nothing better to do, sitting out there. Then the fire alarm hits, so they're all standing outside, and the meeting point's right beside them. So I'm out there like this, bald, standing probably about 2 meters away from these protesters. I was like, see if the fucking spectator gets a photo of me, I'm done, you know. Yeah, just standing there, being like, well, boys. And I better look at them getting the full fucking cooked breakfast every morning.
Ulster says no.
Yeah, done my taxes, which you guys who are working for pay me, but it doesn't matter. Bastards. Anyway.
I remember interviewing a Syrian refugee for a community thing. And
Podcast.
it was a community podcast thing, yeah. And it was. And I interviewed her, and she was a lovely woman, and she was a maths teacher in Syria.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what everybody's arguing about, you know, all these, you know, they're not refugees. And like, think about your maths teacher. What would they need to, how bad would their life have to be for them to fuck up and get on a dinghy to go across the Far East? Like, I mean, think of relate it back. Like, she's given up a full-time fucking actual career to come over here to sit and sit all day just smoking fags.
But I remember once we were chatting about it, and someone was giving off about it and all, and they're on these hotels, where are the wives and children? I was like, oh, they're in family hostels. What? And you're like, yeah, because the fellas aren't allowed in the family hostel, so that's what. And because we would sort of our day jobs would have sort of overlapped in some regard. I remember I had a Syrian or a Somalian guy in, and I just remember, because I always remember thinking, again, it's sort of the comedy brain. Is you sort of you would go, but why Belfast? Like, if you're in Somalia, are you dreaming of Belfast? You know, you're like, what brings me here? Like, because the culture's just so
that's Belfast. At least that's a city.
Yeah.
I know a Kenyan woman in Oma, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And she comes in, I swear to God, she comes in to us all the time. And last summer, remember we had a bit of a heat last summer.
Yeah.
She went, oh, it is too hot. I was like, you're from fucking Kenya? Yeah. And she goes, yes, but there's a breeze. We have a breeze. I was like, okay. I'd never thought a Kenyan woman would be complaining about the heat in Oma. What the fuck is going on? But she was talking about this breeze, and apparently, and then a family, my brother-in-law's from South Africa, and he said, yeah, right, it looks, but when you're there, there's a constant wind.
But not like this. It's fucking muggy as fuck right here, you know? But no, I had this fella, and he spoke, and he was the first Somalian guy who spoke really good English. I just thought, like, we're in there anyway, we're waiting for like some clearance letters to come in to make sure we place him, and you're just sitting having a chat, and I was like, I'm going to just ask him, because curiously, just to say, like, so what is it like, what's the situation in Somalia basically? And he was explaining and it sounded shite. You know,
fucking horrific.
It sounded horrendous. And then he was like, see, to be fair, the two options you kind of have are you either go across the desert, likely to die, heat stroke, the works, or you go and you try and get away by sea and likely drown, whatever. And he goes, but the politicians, there's 3 different parties and they're all vying for it, and they just take you away and shoot you, and they just do whatever. And it's like, so we'd rather you know, risk dying than potentially just. And I was like,
now I can buy a jambon for breakfast.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the fucking, that's, you know, you're living a life of luxury. Can you get a jambon for breakfast? I think if you were to survey that for the world, because I remember hearing a statistic one time that said, if you know where your next 3 square meters are coming from, you're in the top 15% of the richest people on this planet.
There you go.
So they are. Remember that.
Mine are coming from Camaraderie. That's where I get my next 3 meals from.
Well, we'll see after these questions.
But then that guy goes, he was like, why Belfast? He goes, because Belfast's a city, but it's small enough you can walk around. And I was like, there you go, genius.
It really is. Belfast is the big town.
You know?
Right, so these are either or questions, quick fire round. If I have to push you on anything, I will.
Okay. And you have to give an answer, okay?
You have to give an answer. Okay, first off, white people or black people?
I will. I've given you my slogan already. You know where we stand.
No, right. Okay, here we go. Sand or sea?
As in a way to escape Somalia. Like what? I'll go. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? If we're taking the
no, we'll just go with your own. Yeah.
You know what?
Your own personal preference.
I prefer a sauna to a steam room, so I'll say sand.
Sand, okay. Red sauce or brown sauce?
Or red sauce.
Apple or orange?
Apple.
Poem or song?
Song.
Shorts or trousers?
Shorts.
De Niro or Pacino?
De Niro. Ooh,
De Niro?
That was hard. Yeah. So, yeah.
Gonna go with De
I'll go
Niro?
De Niro,
Okay.
yeah.
France or Italy?
France?
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
White bread or brown bread?
Oh, well, what I should be eating is brown, but
Yeah,
white.
okay.
White's next. Yeah.
Sweat or tears?
Oh, equal in measure, sweat.
Sweat. EastEnders or Coronation Street?
Curry.
Pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
Long or hard?
Oh, hard.
Bono or The Age?
Bono.
What? Laptop or tablet?
Laptop.
Flip-flops or sandals?
Flip-flops.
Cheese and onion or salt and vinegar?
Cheese and onion.
Radio or podcast?
Podcast.
Singing or dancing?
Singing.
Las Vegas or Bangkok?
Bangkok.
Petrol or diesel?
Petrol.
Sofa or armchair?
So, armchair.
Beef or pork?
Beef.
Cinema or theatre?
Ooh, cinema.
Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Liam or Noel?
Liam.
Chocolate or crisps?
Chocolate.
Healthy or wealthy?
Healthy.
You had to think about that one, you can't. Cupcake or muffin?
Muffin.
Deck chair or Yumz?
Oh, Yumz.
Of course, everybody has to say that, even though they all mean deck chair. So,
No. Yeah.
so yes, that's our quick fair play. So you're the first one to say Bono. I just fire that in because usually everybody gives that answer. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I Bono's a weird one because he's a wee prick, but I picked him because we went to see Snow Patrol in War Park in Bangor, and we were. It was just you know when you get away and you know the kids are getting looked after, and it's just you, your wife, a couple of mates, and you're like, you can really get a load on here. You know, have a great time. Blocked, and then like it was in my local park, you know, where I walk a dog every day, and I out with the kids and their bikes and all, and they were watching Snow on our block. No, this is fucking great. He starts playing one, and then I was like, that's a nice wee tune. And then he brings Bono out, and I was like, Bono. He's in our back garden. Fuck, look at this.
In
What a
Bangor,
moment.
did
In
he?
Bangor. Bono whipped out in
I
Bangor.
never knew Bono was at Snow Patrol. The fuck are they
Yeah,
doing?
so he came out with them, and Catherine was like, "You'll be scundered about this in the morning." I'm like, "But I live in the moment, don't I?" So yeah.
Well, I was fucking mortified for all of my teen years. I was an obsessive U2 fan.
But speaking of people dye their hair,
Oh, absolutely, aye.
I think Bono dyes his.
Died there for a long time. He was ginger, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
He's been black hair since as long as he's been on TV. Right, okay, so questions from our patrons. Thank you very much to all our patrons, as always, for your questions. We're going to go straight into it. Right, just let Dave know he is an inspiration to us all. After the scare he got over the Christmas holidays to now, he has galvanized himself and propelled himself into doing that really extraordinary achievement.
Thank you.
So we wanted to come to that, yes. So this was... I mean, I seen the video of you, and I was getting tearful watching it. I was like, "Yes, boy, you fucking did it!" So this was the Belfast Marathon.
Yes.
And am I right in saying it was Tea with Me? We're doing.
It was 1L Studio, so it was.
Oh, 1L,
now,
sorry.
You know Shane as well as I do. This could not have been more classic Shane than anything. Mind my own business in the house. Phone rings. It's Shane. Dave, you're on the podcast.
Oh.
Fuck me. So it's like, right, don't be giving your political opinions. All right, fine, no worries. Because anytime I pick up the phone, I'm like, listen, if it's not, no. So he rings me, goes, would you do a leg of the Belfast Marathon? I went, absolutely fucking not. And then I went, you know what? Actually, I will, because it would be so easy to just go no, and I wouldn't want to do it. It's going to suck, but fuck it, let's do it. You know, let's give it a go. And then he's like,
Notice how I never got that phone call.
but then he goes, I think we're going to just do it, blah, blah, blah. It's all good. Then a couple hours later, he's like, oh, fuck, I'm actually on a stag do. I won't be able to do it. And then I was like, right, I'm not going to pull out. I'll do it anyway, you know. And again, back to that thing, I was just so, like, I think around 12 kilograms now from the start of the year. And
What's that in stone? I don't know what that is.
probably a couple of stone, like,
Right,
but
okay.
I just was so sick in around Christmas. See, when we did Stars and Rise, it was horrendous. That whole thing is like on drugs flat out to get out to do that. And then I was so, and I was like, I'm just so
What was it actually at Christmas time? You had like
it felt like COVID, but it was really negative. It felt like a bad flu. I was aching all over. I couldn't breathe properly. I was waking up during the night, like just not able to breathe. And I went, and it's
That's
just
not good.
But I just went, you know what? I'm not helping myself carrying all this weight.
Yeah.
So I need to just turn things around as best I can, rather than be like going a fad diet. Go this year, instead of setting all these like career goals, first and foremost, let's just get the ship in order a bit, and then that's sort of how I came about. Was like, I'll do this. I'll be something to work towards. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be fun, but you know, we'll do it, and then hopefully, if I can get through that, I'll keep going and
Fair fuck.
whatever else. So
yeah.
yeah, it was sore.
So you were the final leg of the run. So you got to finish across. What was that like? I mean, how long was your leg?
It was it was 5.5 miles, which was
fuck off.
the second longest. But let's not lie, I didn't fly around it. But
right.
yeah, I got.
But you ran the whole thing.
I did. That was the thing. I didn't want to stop, so I did. Yeah. I got around it, but it was
holy fuck.
It was hard going.
Fair
and but now out of the back of it, I'm like, I'm going to keep on jogging. You know, we'll keep doing stuff. I'm going to try and add that into what we're doing every week training wise, and just hopefully do it next year with a few more stones off and then be a bit easier. But it was weird because I was actually at a gig with you the night before in Dungannon, which was, I was just gutted I couldn't hang about because I'd love to have seen Murph and love to have seen John. But I had to go to bed because I know I needed every single thing to be in my control. Absolutely, to be dealt with, because it was going to be so shite.
Now tell me this, was there much chub rub?
No. You know why? I bought all the under.
You Vaseline the shit out of yourself.
Vaseline on me. I got the undershorts. I had an under vest. I had everything covered.
What about the nipples?
They were protected.
Yeah,
that was all good. So the only thing was,
that's the one thing I would do all right in the marathon, because mine are inverted, so I don't have a problem.
Yeah, but it was like the only thing I did. I was so worried about tearing my Achilles that I bought these special socks, which ended up just cutting off the blood supply to my feet, so I wasn't great.
I did notice actually at one point you had a photograph taken of something and the shoes were off already.
As soon as I finished it, I get these off. There was blisters. It was horrific. And, but no, it was because I was thinking, like, I'm very much of a, you know, if someone says do something, I'll do it my way. You know, I'll do this. So then they're like, oh, people are just going to encourage you along. I could just imagine, oh, keep going. I could just see myself going, tell me what you can do, fuck off. I don't need your fuck. I'm doing it, fuck off. But it did help. Like, so it was, for the most part, I didn't really listen to music. I was kind of like listening to people, and then apart from the only shit one was, there was a lot of like bottles of water just fucked everywhere. You know, orange peels. Someone on the Ormer Road fucked a bottle of water down. I tripped over and fell, and I was like, oh my god!
Did you fall?
I fell, but I somehow managed to make it look like a wee chubby roll. I just got up again, carried on. It looks like he just did a wee commando roll for the crack up the Ormer Road.
Anybody is listening to the list that was on the Ormer Road and has video footage of that, please send it in.
But tell you what, the pervert, the amount of photos that they've taken, like you could not, like, they were even more discreet than the police that nabbed me for speeding. The photos that they just have, like probably 20, 30 photos just of, and thankfully every one of them look like I'm moving a bit. So I'm like, but it's like they're mad, like, so it was good.
Fair play, I thought, but fucking I was getting tired of looking at it.
But you know what? See, to be totally honest, to be over it, I'm just so glad it's done. I'm so glad. Like, thank fuck.
Is it something you would get into running? No.
You know what? I've never, shocker, been a runner.
Same. I know you would same thing, shocker. But even when I was doing like back when I was like 16, 17, even then in the boxing training, I can do the shadow boxing, the skipping. I see the road run. Yeah. Fuck, I just don't have the mentality for it. I can't. Maybe the body might have went through back in the day. Now I'm fucking no chance.
Like, even when I was playing rugby, I hated it. Any running drills, any fitness. Should I stick me in the gym? No problem.
Same as that, lift weights all day, but the cardio stuff.
Nah, not doing it.
Even though that's definitely, I need to start doing something.
But you know what? Like, because the first thing it did, whenever I thought, I can't just be getting up in the middle. And again, what actually worried me, there was a wrestler who was a year younger than me that died from having COVID from that, and he would be Bray Wyatt. He's a big, good guy in good shape and all, and died. And I went, fuck, he's my age. He's a lot of, like, I have young kids. I don't want to be doing anything to, you know, like contribute to already like the worsening my health, and it needs to be. You know, it's like I need to be there for them. I need to see them grow up. I need to see them get married and all. So it's like,
so I just I'm like,
but you know, there are times where I'm like, fuck those guys. But I just thought, you know, if I don't do it now, because it was getting to the point where it's getting heavier and heavier and less able. Like, you know, I've always been a big guy, but then there's been times where I've had probably a bit more muscle and a bit less fat, and it's just all turned to fat, and I'm being lazy, and I'm, you know, getting out of the seat like,
hard to get your socks on though.
Just I'm like, you know what, let's try and make it a bit easier. So hopefully I'm going to try to not be an avid runner, but maybe try to get out for a wee jog a couple of times a week and keep the dog walking going and whatever else.
Nice. Well,
because I mean, not be allowed to drive my car soon, so that's well.
You'll be walking fucking everywhere. Right, next up, the medic's in. Hello boys, long time no speak. Yumz, hello medic, how are you doing? I hope you're both keeping well. My question is for you, Dave, best time you've ate ice cream in your life? And Yumz, what's the best time you've ate crisps in your life? Okay. What's the best time you've had ice cream in your life?
The best time. I just love ice cream. So many. If people were to say what's been the best moment of your life, probably some of a surprise best ice cream, like a Mods. Oh, hard to beat a Mods.
Mods are you a Pooh Bear kind of guy?
I don't know whether it's an age thing, but I'm a rum and raisin guy.
Right, I wouldn't mind a wee rum myself.
Love me a rum and raisin.
It is an age thing because when I was a child, I fucking hated it.
But then that's part of my thinking too. This is why you're like, is it?
It's part of your 5 a day too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when people are saying, are you older? Are you like, I'm a fatty. I'll always be a fatty. No matter whatever happens, I'll still have a fatty's approach to things. I get rum and raisin because I know my wife and kids don't like rum and raisin, so they can't take any of my rum and raisin.
Well, Dave, we're in the same boat. Everybody in my house absolutely detests dark chocolate. What biscuits do I buy? Because I fucking love it. Yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
I always have biscuits in the cupboard when I want to eat because none of them will touch them. That's a bit selfish, but
But you know what?
things you got to do.
Dark chocolate's what the athletes eat, so and it's apparently good for your heart.
That's good for your heart. That's what I mean. That's what I like. I don't know if you should have it on your like cornflakes and stuff, but I mean,
listen, you say like go for it. Linford Christie eats it, so work away. If any of the super athletes are on it, go for it.
The best time I've had crisps in my life, I don't know. I've had that many crisps. I don't know what the best one would be.
I could almost answer that because I went with Kieran on No Blasters. Shout out to Kieran, and he was doing the World Cup of crisps, and there's some crisps that I don't know. I can't remember what brand they were, but they tasted exactly like a roast chicken dinner. Oh. And I remember going, this is a great experience for me. And I think that was my favorite time ever eating crisps.
I think I'm very excited at the moment because XAOZs are back again.
Yes.
I mean, very excited. Very excited.
And do you think they will live up? Because I don't know if this is another thing.
I don't know. I just bought 2 bags. I'm going to try it this evening.
Of course.
I'll let you know. But I'm nearly sure. So if anybody watching or anybody from Tato would like to have a wee bit of an extra push for the XAOZs, I mean, we can be paid in crisps.
I think there you go. Dexter and Yumz with XAOZs.
It's really just it's a natural fit. Like,
you know what?
Unlike my jeans.
An ASMR thing with it too. No, not that.
I was going to say,
yeah.
What way do you eat crisps?
I lick them out. Yeah. I can only eat the O's, but yeah.
What I said the other day, it'll blow your mind. Monster Munch.
I
always thought they were a claw.
Oh, they not?
No, if you turned upside down, it's a wee monster.
Wow. There you go.
The wee monsters have the big long. If you turn it, it's a wee monster. I always thought it was a claw.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go out there and say it's a bit of a shit monster. I mean, it doesn't look that much like a monster.
I don't know. It's a tasty monster.
Yeah. Tell you what, eating a few monsters in my day, but don't worry about it.
Moving swiftly along. Are we going to get our solo rabbiting on from the Shed of Truth? So much happening. I always wonder what the big man thinks of it all. Did he do it? Did he not? Ha ha ha. Yes, okay. I'll get on that. We'll do one probably this week. Did he do it?
You know what? I think that he's just a scapegoat for the elite. That he's just a guy.
What about fucking? Finally, they're coming out about Drake. McCann's all like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "McCann, I told you this fucking 3 years ago." Drake has been known to
dabble in children.
He's been known to dabble to fly to the country of Georgia, where the legal sex age is quite lower than normal.
Because I was going to say, there's a lot of boys in Georgia that look like me, dressed like this, and you wouldn't want to mess with those guys. Or do you afford to?
I mean, here is the thing, right? And it's kind of similar to the Amsterdam question, right? So if the legal sex age in a country is, say, 14, right? And you go there and you have sex with a 14-year-old, but that's illegal in your country, is that a crime? Because it's like smoking weed in Amsterdam. It's a crime at home, but not in Amsterdam.
See,
it's a very weird one. Not that I'm looking to go to fucking Georgia, by the way. You know what I mean? But it's like one of those things. Is he actually liable for anything? Did he commit a crime on the soil of? You know what I mean?
It's like
obviously he should never be fucking working in music again. But I'm on about criminality. I'm on about like
see in terms of but then there's a difference between like the morality of it too. If you look at that sort of clause.
Oh, I think
smoking, you're probably gonna go. That's okay. But again,
but even in the criminal end of things, if it's morality, yeah, absolutely, he's fucking rotten.
But Wilson, you know me, I don't give a fuck about the law, but I think that side of things, like say if you're say a mate of yours, right?
Your next show's not called Bad Boy.
But see if you say Mick's going to you, like I'm away to Amsterdam, you'd be like, happy days. People go, I'm off to Georgia to buck a few kids. You'd be like, I don't know. And then what you would have to do is go to the current, like your own place to be like, maybe check this guy out. You know, if he's
just have a wee look at the hard drive.
Yeah,
We know you can do it remotely. Just have a wee glance
have a wee
through it just
nosy
to
and
see.
see what's going on. But yeah, I think like I and this is the thing I don't get is what level do you get to of celebrity that you're like the only thing left for you is like children. Like,
Well, we've talked about this before. Yeah, I mean, it's a power thing. Because if you like, me and obviously this is more of like a just rabbit non thing, but we'll talk about it here. But if you're powerful and you have like you're a billionaire, say, and you've had all the women or all the men you've ever wanted, you've had all the sports cars you want, you've bought all the yachts, you've bought all the houses and all the fucking things that everybody dreams and aspires to. What's left? The only thing left then is power.
Yeah.
And power comes from then obviously that sort of shit where they have control over people. But I mean, if you're Drake. Would you not just ride all around you at home?
Yeah, like, 100%.
Like it's not like he's going to be short of it, you know. That's not to be belittling ladies or anything like that, but holy fuck! I mean, he's not going to struggle to find a woman after a concert or a gig. Like they're fucking literally there.
It's just it's obviously gross, but yeah, doing that I think that's one of those ones you should be able to be stopped at the airport. Be like, what are you going?
Where are you
to
going?
do? You know?
It was on. If you ever watch or ever follow the blog Crazy Days and Nights. It's like an insider Hollywood kind of whistleblowers kind of stuff, and that's where it was first published about Drake a couple of years ago.
Because this is where I sort of go. I got the definitions of certain things to what they are compared, like people trafficking. Like that's one that Diddy gets done for. I would have thought that would be like you have to bring people in, put them in like a wee shipping container, and then sell them on. You know, it's like. But then, like even R. Kelly, he's.
But in America, I mean, Diddy can be done for trafficking for taking somebody across state lines.
Yeah.
You know, one state to the other, and you're just going for a fucking burger.
Yeah. But then it's like, I just think, like, I'm at the point where I just go now, you don't get to be in, like, top politicians without being dirty. You know, you don't get to those positions without knowing a few things, having a few secrets.
Yeah, and even more detailed than that, I would say to be a politician of influence. You don't get to be a politician of influence unless you've done that. I think there's other politicians who are very innocent and haven't done anything, but they're not playing a big role. But the intelligence agencies have things on people. Like that's, I mean, fuck me, we're fucking in the north. Yeah, the amount of people here that were being videoed by MI5 for fucking.
See, like the ones that I don't get when are people like, oh, Barack Obama's gay, he's married to a man. Like, so what if he is?
Yeah, I think, and I've seen so much of that stuff. Like, I think it's more about, it's not because, it's not, I don't think it's homophobic or transphobic. I think it's more the deception. Yeah. If it was true, obviously, I don't think it is. Now, Michelle is a big unit. There's no doubt in that.
Yeah. But it's okay to be a female powerhouse.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, that's sort of,
absolutely. And I've said on this before, I don't know why she's not been put forward as the next president. She'd fucking clean up. Absolutely clean up on the votes.
Well, instead of Biden or Trump, please.
Yeah, I know.
Those old guys.
It's a tough struggle. But she has come out and said no, she's not interested in running for it, which I thought was very strange. If you're a Democratic Party, I thought she is a fucking shoo-in. She's so well loved. She's so well liked.
But then she's probably enjoying
first female president, and then to be black as well.
She's also enjoying what she's doing. Like she's obviously got all the humanitarian work, the charity work, the writing. It's probably quite an enjoyable life.
The writing, do you say?
No, the writing.
Oh, writing. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Listen.
Oh, the riding. Maybe getting bumped by Barack would be a lot of fun.
Well, Eddie Barry would give you some fucking ride.
But like if it was you and someone's like, "Oh, you're doing all this." Like you're doing comedy, you're getting the right stuff, you're doing a wee bit of acting here and there, blah, and they're like, "Would you like to run the country?" You'd be like, "Away and fuck."
No,
absolutely not. No way.
When you see, especially, this is, I suppose, back to the corruption thing about when you see how much the salary is.
Yeah.
You know, we have a chief executive in our council here, which I think is about 20 grand less a year than the Prime Minister.
Yeah. Which is, that's why.
So, Prime Minister, I'm a big advocate for, I've said this before those times, that a politician should be paid £1 million a year.
Yeah.
Because they can't be bought then.
Yeah.
They can't be influenced. They can't be fucking levied because all these fuckers coming in, like, was it Nancy Pelosi or somebody in the American Senate? Was like, she's got a, like, $140,000 a year salary and she's worth $72 million.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
It's like your man, Rishi Sunak, with all the deals. It's like, you don't need it. You know what I mean? It's just like,
why are you doing it?
Could you be?
But to be honest with you, you kind of would say the same about Trump.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing it for?
Then
If you're
you
worth
look-
9
yeah.
billion, why? What the fuck are you
He,
taking?
he is just an egomaniacal guy, though.
Ah,
You know,
he
you know, it
he
has
could
to
have
be.
got that from The Apprentice.
Yeah.
If you want your ego filled, I don't know. There's something fucking weird about that whole.
Yeah.
Like he like I love the fact they came out and went. Like he came out of Air Force one day and he was like, I have the exact same plane at home.
Yeah.
Same model of Boeing, same thing. Like, so he didn't need any of that shit. I don't know what I don't know what.
But you know what I want from Trump? I want them to just not be involved in politics and do the late night TV shows, do the podcast, tell the stories.
Just replace Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, for sure. I mean, can you imagine? He would be tremendous.
Right. Next, what was your favorite best of the best to research and record? Mine was Dark Side of the Moon. Okay, so you weren't on best of the best. No. So that doesn't really make any sense. We'll come back to that some other time. All right, boys. Dave, what conspiracy theory blows your mind? Connor, how you keeping, sir? Don't even bother asking me anymore. What conspiracy theory blows your mind? We'll go first of which one would you be closest to believing? And then we'll go for the ones that's the most absurd you've ever heard. So what's the most closest one you'd believe?
To me, I think JFK has to be, doesn't it? It has to be the most.
Alive?
No, like to say that your man was it Henry Lee Lucas shot him? Was it? No. Lee Harvey Oswald. That's who did it. Sorry. I knew it was a triple barrel dude. But the elite.
They all have to have. That's part of the deal. They have to have 3 names.
Oh, so any comedians with triple names, watch out.
Mark David Chapman, remember, shot John Lennon.
Yeah. But
Harvey Wilkes Booth.
Yes, was it Lincoln, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he like how his head blew off from where he apparently shot him with the gun he apparently shot him with, and then got shot in the way that it's all just a bit. And then what was going on with the Cold War and everything, you sort of go, makes a lot of sense. To
was it even him in the car?
You don't know. Well, you could I mean, he doesn't look like himself by the end of it, so it could have been someone different. Yeah,
I seen that a couple of years ago and I thought, holy fuck, I've heard all conspiracy theories. I never heard the one of it was a body double and JFK went into a shadow government.
I mean, what a fucking
underground.
What a trooper that body double is. Hey, you wouldn't mind body doubling today? Why? Never asked.
The only thing I did when I remember seeing that, I remember thinking, well, it would kind of explain why they called the fucking Secret Service off the back of the car when it was leaving the airport.
Yeah,
it was. There's certain things you're like, that is a bit strange.
Yeah, I think that one makes that would be the one you go. There's
definitely. Yeah. Well, they've come out now and said that they know it was more than one.
Yeah,
they know it was a team of at least 6, maybe 8.
Yeah.
So that's the conspiracy theory isn't really a theory anymore. It's now a conspiracy fact. And
so that was kind of like when you get the shot, the firing squad. It's like the 6 guys. There's one bullet that they get.
Nobody knows who's had the firing one. Or
can you, like if you're your man and you're shooting them, you'd be going, oh fuck,
that was mine.
Oh why? You'd be like,
that was Woody Harrelson's dad.
Yeah,
he was the one that said he'd get the final shot.
Yeah,
he said he did the actual death shot, but
it's hard to. I just think that one makes a lot of sense. But then you hear something, and you're like, would anyone really be arsed with all that?
I know.
It's like, but then.
So what's the maddest ones you hear?
Well, obviously the pyramids is a big mad one. You're like, who aliens came down and did that? Because if aliens are going to, why is there no glass in it? Aliens like metal and glass, don't they? They don't know fucking oil bricks. You know what I mean? It's like what? And then like the one that I think there's a lot of questions and answers about is obviously 9/11. You can argue 2 sides to that. You can sort of go, but then there's always like what I can't understand is why people are always like, no, don't know why anyone would be annoyed at America. That's what I go. It's like if you're just out with your goat in your field doing a bit of farming, and then this like a fucking drone comes past and wipes out your whole family, you'd be like, fucking bastards, and you'd want to get them. But I just think I try to avoid all that because I mean, like I said, I think politically you get there's secrets, there's dirt, there's all sorts. You don't get to there without. No, and I just think we all are fed what we need to be fed to keep us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's to keep us docile, but it definitely is. I mean, 9/11's a very obvious one, but if you actually dig even deeper down, if people actually really find out what happened, you would. Oh, you know what I mean? It would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what are the ones that you
change your whole entire worldview? What
are the ones that you think are probably the most far fetched? Because you would obviously be a bit more into it.
The most far fetched one for me is about Obama being Hitler's grandson.
Yeah,
that's probably out there for me now. Even though they found, and they're able to show this is what the bloodline is and this is who. So basically, the story of that is that Hitler. Now, you see, this is the thing. So sometimes you find wee nuggets of truth, and then it's expanded in a way to rubbish the initial nugget of truth. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I do believe this is one of the conspiracy theories.
I'm going to
think
just look up a couple of conspiracy theories because there are ones for Firefox.
the one I think is I kind of believe that. Well, a lot of Nazis, but specifically Hitler himself, made it to Argentina via submarine. They were taken out of the country and able to leave.
I wouldn't be fancying being a submarine that length. Time from fucking Germany to Argentina. It's a big trek.
But that's how they were delivered to.
Yeah.
Now, we know that they definitely did have Nazis in South America because Operation Paperclip brought them over and, saw that sort of shit. Whether Hitler himself got there, I don't know. I'm not too sure. But the story is that Hitler and Eva Braun moved to Argentina, lived out their life until they were in their 70s or whatever. So apparently Hitler only died in 2000 and something, whatever.
And what do you...
And that basically he was seen and still idolized as the axis of evil. Right.
Okay.
Like, follow me in this.
Yes.
I'm just repeating the story. So he's the axis of evil. He's the ultimate evil. And then they had a child who...
Young Hitler?
Stanley, or what do you call her? Anne Dunham, whatever. Basically Barack Obama's mum. That child then was taken to to procreate with the epitome of good, which is this like a guru in Indonesia. Now, if you see the picture of this guru, yes, there are physical similarities to Barack Obama. And then when you see this guru's child, that his actual son in Indonesia, okay, him and Barack Obama are very fucking similar. But that's it. There's nothing else. There's no other. But then they go with that route, and that's the and it's all about the Antichrist. The Barack has become the Antichrist.
See,
that's
mental. There's conspiracy. See, that's Illuminati stuff. That's what gets me in the clubs and what goes on, and all behind that, and you join that, and what like you get eating the kids and all the islands. I'm like
Oma has a Freemason lodge. The Freemasons are in every town and every country in the world, and actually if you look at the Freemasons in Oman, they're just old men who try and do, I'm not saying they're doing all good, but they're not doing any fucking sacrifices or any fucking shit like that, but they're there and their lodge is there and you can see the fucking the compass and the logo and all's up, like, so
because the theory of there's a few, the flat earth theory, I don't believe it's flat earth. No. Also Illuminati leaders are Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, I don't, just because he ran about doing that in his early videos, I don't think that makes. And I mean, those guys, like, she's singing jumping and all, busy cock full grown, all shit. Like, they're not going to take over. No, they're just singers.
No.
Flat
Earth. I do believe that's been put out there on purpose. Like, I definitely do believe that's.
But then I also
because they really are fucking with some people. There's some people who genuinely believe it, and like, apart from saying to them, just go and look at the science.
Yeah.
Even though you believe the Earth to be flat, take a look at scientists who've proven that it's round.
Yeah.
Just look at that.
Yeah.
And then if you can argue against that science, happy days.
That's my argument.
It's
like, I got a C in single word science. So I'm not in the position.
I got a C in double award science. So
But I just think, listen to people who are there's no point in lying. Now, what I do think, I don't want to, in case it might be misconstrued that I think 9/11 was an inside job. No, I don't. But I also think...
You don't think it was?
No, I don't.
So you do think it was the Osama bin Laden?
I think it was... I don't know if it was him, but I think it was some of the bad boys. But...
With them, like, fireproof passports and all?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
But what I do think is that whenever something terrible happens, I believe in the old adage, it's a good day to bury bad news. I do believe that if something happens and they're like, oh, fuck, everyone's going to be up in arms, government are like, right, lads, go and do the rest. Like, they'll not notice. So, like...
You mean like losing $2.1 trillion?
Yeah, like this
the day before?
That, well, I mean, I don't know enough, but...
It's only 2.1 trillion, Dave.
But that building just fell down. The seventh building. 7, yeah, building 7. You're like, that's a bit weird. And you could see...
Because it fell exactly the same way the other two did.
Yeah, but that's the stuff like that I just don't think... I don't think people nowadays look enough into the grey of things. I think that they're always, it's either this or that.
I have to totally agree with you on that one. Sometimes like the binary end of things, it has to be this or the other, and you're like, no, it's so much more muddy than that. Like, there's a lot of
But then I also believe you don't always have to have a right or a wrong. That's where I think a lot of conflicts, especially like you even take it on a local level. If you have, say, trouble in interface, you always have the community reps going on, and they did that, and it's a disgrace. They never go, now, should we have done what we did back? No. There's always that element where
I remember being away with a community project with like ex-police, Garda, IRA, UVF, and community workers all going away in this thing. And I remember the paramilitary representatives were like, when we need to turn on the tap, we can turn on the tap.
Yeah.
And I asked the question, I was like, what happens if you can't turn the tap off? And he went, that has happened before.
Yeah. But
so they know exactly what they're doing. Like,
but it's so like, there's so, and like obviously like I find the whole like like the troubles and informants and all that fascinating.
But
it's terrifying too. Like
it's really
so
scary. It's scary that you don't know who you're sitting beside. You don't know who. I know of a gentleman who's very old, maybe in his 80s, and the loveliest wee man, just a absolute legend, like a wee granda, and he's just so nice and all the rest. And then. And I've known him for years, and then somebody went, I mentioned his name, they went, him? And I went, aye, why? And they went, he shot 3 boys in 1974. I was like, the fuck out of it.
And what do you think about, like, see that sort of thing, like the Nazi hunters finding, like, 90-year-old Nazis, should they still be got, do you reckon, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, here opens up that question, doesn't it? Like, I mean, are there people here? Is there a way of drawing a line in the sand? But when it comes to Nazis, I don't think there's any excuse. I think
it's that whole thing, I think, again, of black and white. Whereas here, like, obviously, if you take example of, like, the Shankill Butchers, they used the scenario to be serial killers effectively.
Ultimately, that's what, and their own corrupted minds. Like,
because of this, the situation, it was like, but it was a brutal murdering, really. And it's like there are different levels of different things, and like obviously, if it's a war, you have to abide by war rules. There are a lot of people who like people who are not involved in a war shouldn't be dying. You know what I mean? And I think that's.
It was a thing too. It was a weird one about like war criminals and all that sort of stuff about, because I remember somebody saying one time, well, if Sinn Féin IRA want to call it a war, well then what happened to Jean McConville was a war crime.
Yes. Yeah.
Because if you're following the actual rules of war, disappearing a body is not part. It breaks the Geneva Convention. So it's a fucking murky thing. So I think here it does make you realize, because I kind of get a bit embarrassed when I hear somebody from here talking about like Israel Palestine.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, you do know that's like the outsiders that used to go, oh, it's a Catholic Protestant thing.
Yeah.
You're like, no, there's a lot more nuance to it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the IRA. There was the INLA. There was then you had the UVF, UFF, UDA. We knew all the factions, all that sort of shit. Yeah. There's so much detail to it. Yeah. But we're doing what the Americans used to do, us or the Spanish. You go, oh, it's just a Catholic Protestant.
Yeah.
We're going, oh, it's just a Israel Hamas thing. You're like, no, there's a bit more to it than that. There's a bit more fucking.
And that's how I view that scenario too. Is like, obviously what is going on is horrendous. Without doubt, it doesn't. But at the same time, I am not in a position to have the knowledge to have an opinion on. I just think you shouldn't be killing innocent people. Yeah. That's kind of what it boils down to.
But it's weird we live in a world where that's seen as kind of seen as alt-right or something. You're like,
I know, it's mental.
Like, imagine being you're far right because you asked for a ceasefire. What?
Yeah, but then sometimes you just have to tell people, fuck up.
Yeah, fuck up.
Like, and then sometimes too, like, I do find it, like, obviously what's going on is grim, but see when people are flat out every day posting about it, and you're like, I don't need to be sad as well. It's hard, it's awful.
But sometimes I wonder at people, like, when I see a video of people going around, like, demolishing stock in Tesco, or like, this is linked to, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you've got 6 fucking middle-aged fucking people running around the fucking supermarket putting labels on. Do you think Netanyahu's going, right, get the cabinet together? Because there's fucking 6 people in Tesco who are going to completely destroy our economy. What the fuck? Yeah. Is it their own virtue signaling? Is it make themselves feel better they've done something?
But it's like that old thing now, again, with the whole marathon thing. Whenever you get money donated, few people donate it anonymously. If I donate the stuff, I like to do it anonymously, because I just like, but the people who are like, if you're doing things for the right reason, that's good. But a lot of time people do stuff because look how great I am.
Look how good, it's like cunts who give to homeless people and video themselves.
Yeah. Oh man, it's the worst.
Either do one or the other.
Steal off homeless people. So they do. Wait till you see them, give them money, and you go stroke it from them. That's what you do. But no, I just think like it fucking melts me.
Yeah.
It's so many arseholes out there doing. We're so wonderful. Shut up.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Next up, howdy chaps. What do you do to treat yourselves after a big milestone? So what do you do after the marathon?
Chow mein. To be honest. Absolutely, yeah. Get it into me. Yeah, it was great. A big special chow mein, go ahead.
Oh Jesus! Oh, you treated yourself like that's when you know the guy.
You got the pork, you got the fucking prawns, the chicken, the pigeon, you got the work, and then a cat, the fucking the neighbour. Oh, it's delicious.
Mate, I have just learned how to make chow mein, like
even try.
from the Chinese.
And is it good?
Unbelievable. I learned it from a guy on Instagram.
Oh well.
Called Chang's Cookery Shop, and he
I was just being racist there.
No,
just a wee fella called Chang.
No, it's Ziang, and he pronounces it Chang or Chang, and but he's English, but his mum's Chinese, whoever does it, and they are doing like so.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chang's, fucking go and check them out.
Big shout out to the Changs.
But I made the chow mein, and it was like exactly because you have to have, as he calls it, MS fucking G.
Yeah.
So I bought MSG and have it in the house now, and I swear to God I use it in every Chinese dish now, and it's
Tremendous.
come to my house for
Yeah.
chicken chow mein. I haven't done the special yet. I'll have to get you around for that.
Yeah, the specials.
But like, say you had a big because I don't have like if I did do something big, I don't really have a routine. Like there's no.
Yeah.
I remember after I finished the tour, I treated myself to a decent
Yeah.
suit, but I also knew, well, I kind of need that for the band. So, but it was like a financial expenditure that I normally wouldn't spend. But apart from that, like you did Ulster Hall. Was there anything big you did after that?
I actually bought myself these trainers, bizarrely enough, these
Ooh.
nice orange numbers. But nah, like it's weird. I think whenever you're a parent, your kids don't let you revel in anything too long after. So I just like a wee bit of peace. You know, it's kind of nice. I also like to I always find I get unwell after big milestones. So if you're like working towards it, you get a wee cold because you're like doing stuff flat out. You're run down. So I just, after a big thing, I think what I need to do when I'm a bit older is be a bit more appreciative and be a bit nicer to me. You know, pat myself on the back. Go, that's not bad. You should be proud of that, Dave.
Yeah,
rather than be like, what's next? You never enjoy it, you know.
And would you be quite self-critical? Would you?
I'm awful.
I'm fucking brutal.
Nobody hates me more than me.
Yeah.
Apart from the couple of guys commenting YouTube videos, they clearly hate me more. But other than that.
Right, next up. Has anyone been moving mixed TT for him while he was away so it doesn't seize up and leave him with a huge repair bill? On that topic, what's the last car issue either you lads have had? Oh, fucking premonition.
Yeah, fuck, I should have took him next TT and said, my name's Michael Bartlett.
Mickey's TT is fine. His family intervened after a couple of months ago, we realised it was going to fucking go into rust and mold. So it passed the MOT. You'll be glad to know he'll be on the road again when he comes back. Right, do you and Dave fancy a pint and banger? I'll get the first round.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Fieldies.
Someday.
So got to be stout and fieldies.
Fieldies, is it? The stout. See, we've McCann's, stout McCann's, stout and fieldies, right?
Fieldies is, I don't know, I've travelled far and wide, and to me, you can't be the Fieldies stout.
Right, we're gonna hold them to that now. We're gonna have to organise a night in fucking McCann's and all that. Right, if that wee bald and shite doesn't go back from Australia soon, could we rename the podcast Yumz and Chums?
I'll tell you what, that's a good ring to it, yeah.
If you could remake any movie with a local cast, what would it be? For example, Mark McCartney in Gladiator. My name is Marcus Macarius, husband to a murdered sheep, father to a murdered lamb. Very creative, our patrons.
Oh no, I was going to say if you could then you have to put local in it. I was going to say Showgirls. I just like to be in that, just in the swimming pool. That'd be a nice time. Yeah, or Caligula.
Well, you're already in Superman 2.
Yeah,
I've always told you that.
I'd say, if I'd have worn a wee pink shirt, it would look perfect for it. But I don't know. What would you like to remake if you could do it?
I don't know. I think if you had what do you call the fucking School of Rock with Kieran Bartlett?
Yes, that'd be good.
That would be amazing.
Make it a porno, School of Cock, and surprise him. You know? In fact, get Drake involved. There you go. Make it real.
He's been to a few School of Cock.
Yeah. That's another thing. Why is it they're always gay?
I don't know.
You know, why is it always wee boys?
Like, I don't think Drake was in the boys. I know Diddy.
Oh, thank God.
Diddy was known for diddling. with the boys. But no, I think
Did
it's yeah.
I mean, a man who names himself after a tit, you know,
I mean,
it's a good disguise.
yeah.
And Puff Daddy.
Yeah,
That's, you
call
know,
me daddy.
they call me Puff. My granny would use that phrase quite frequently in the day. I mean, to be Puff, though, yeah. Oh, man.
Right, all right, gents. Dave, was a pleasure meeting you at the marathon. Fair play to you and the lads. For both of you, what has been the hardest moment in comedy for you? For example, you just hit a dead end and it wasn't worth doing it. Wasn't worth it to continue doing comedy. Thanks. It's the hardest moment in comedy for you. There's a few gigs I can think of.
Oh, fuck me, mate. If we're talking gigs, yeah, one in particular
But
stands out. But no, there's sometimes you do feel like you're banging your head off a brick wall, but you have to just, you know, the thing about it is you can have a shit week or two and then you have a great week or two.
Yeah.
So it's I think with anything in life, don't get too high and don't get too low.
yeah,
Same.
I think I think as Blind Boy has this thing that it's they kind of teach it in CBT is nobody is better than me, and I am better than nobody else.
Yeah.
Which is trying to find that balance.
Yeah.
You know, I've been able to take both good and
Yeah.
negative criticism. You know, I'm not good at taking
Yeah.
either, to be honest with you, and you have to try and find a place to know that neither matters,
Yeah.
and that's hard. Because you like the positive stuff.
Yeah.
You like the
Yeah, yeah.
fucking, oh, I loved you, man. I thought it was funny. And you don't like it, but it's trying to find that, and that's
Yeah.
that's a hard struggle.
No, so I got a bit of advice recently from a comedian, and he said to me basically, like, see when you're booked to do corporates, you always go in thinking it's going to be shit. And he said to me, like, they're hiring you because they know what you do, so don't be changing from what you are.
Yeah.
And he goes, the old adage, there's no such thing as a bad crowd, a load of balls. There can be. She says,
Yes.
go in, do your thing. Don't, you know, and he said, if you do a corporate, don't walk off and go, oh, fuck, that was terrible. Go, all right, thanks very much for having me, appreciate it, you know, it was blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's been a good bit of advice.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I would say to try to...
And because that's the thing, you know, sometimes I find with, if somebody is having a rough one and they tell the audience,
Yeah.
the audience might not have been in that same thinking.
Yeah.
They might have been enjoying it, they're just not,
Yeah.
you know. But when a comedian goes, well, this obviously you have been shit, so you know, I think, well, that just, you're definitely shit then.
Yeah.
Even if you had 3 or 4 who loved you, you've just ruined
Yeah.
all of it there because you just went, well, use your shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thankfully, I haven't seen that from anybody established, but I do see it from maybe
Yeah.
up and coming acts, and they're kind of blaming the audience. And
Yeah.
usually there can be a time where it
Yeah.
is the audience, but most of the time it's.
But, you know, as to use a line that was in the series 2 Blue Lights, this shoot too shall pass.
This
You know?
too shall
This too
pass.
shall pass. So the bad moments
the-
will pass, and the good moments will pass, and then you'll be on the...
So whoever's writing for Blue Lights, stop watching fucking Tom Hanks speeches.
Yeah. There you go.
Have you seen that?
No.
No.
Oh, no, Tom Hanks, there's another conspiracy to talk about.
Oh no. Me and Mickey Boy said from day one, nobody touches our Hanks. We don't give a fuck what the conspiracy is. Tom's a good guy. Tom's one that there was always a saying, even when I was doing this mental tinfoil stuff 10 years ago, there was always a thing, the only straight guy in Hollywood is Tom Hanks. So
good.
Tom is a good guy. I mean straight as in, I don't mean like sexuality.
listen,
I mean like
with what's coming out
straight-
recently, I could well believe it.
straight as in being straight laced and being a good guy. But no, Tom Hanks, he does that whole. It was like an actors round table thing, and they were all like, "What was the best advice you ever got?" And then he does like this 2-minute thing on this too shall pass.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Blue Lights, stop
There you
fucking
go.
stealing
Tom
fucking
Hanks?
material.
But
If I'd have been watching that, I'd be going, "You fucking took that from Tom Hanks."
then I think it's from the army too, because the character was an army guy.
Oh, right, okay.
That's I think it must have been.
Yeah.
And then another great bit of advice is make your bed every day. There you go, bingo.
And go to bingo.
No, just I said there you go, bingo. Not go to bingo. Make your bed, go bingo. That's
Go
a
to
fucking
bingo.
good life.
That is a fucking. I actually thought that's pretty fucking good.
Play bingo and make your bed. There you go. That's great.
Well, on that note, we're going to call a full house and say, Dave, Elliott, thank you very much for coming in.
it's a pleasure to be down here. It was worth.
It was worth the 3 points
and the fine.
and the £65 fine. We'd like to say we'd refund you, but we definitely won't.
Yeah.
So we normally come up with a chair name for our guests.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've had a chance to think this through. Now, we've had a lot of guests. We've had a lot of chairs. We're running down. We're running low on chairs.
Has rec chairs been on yet?
What?
Rec chairs?
Rec.
'Cause that's what I do if I have to sit them too quickly. You know, so there's rec chair and Yumz. Yeah.
So wrecked chair.
Yeah.
Wrecked chair and Yumz. Fucking unreal.
Yeah, pleasure.
So listen, Dave Elliott, thank you very much. Go and check out daveelliottcomedy.com for all the dates, for all the shows. Get your tickets, get in there, tell your mates, tell your friends. As always, we are going to be back next week again. Mickey is back at the end of May. So for those of you who have hung on, fair play to you. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. For the rest of you that fucked off, that's your time to come back. We have a load of things planned, and it's going to be interesting, to say the least. Plus, you've got fucking 6 months of Mickey. I'm just going to sit here for 6 months.
You should get one of the glasses with the eyes on it.
Yeah, just sit back.
Yeah,
just let him go. Just pull the string and away he goes. So yes, Dave, thank you very much. Thank you to Nev, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Good night.